Come back to me, brother. Don't you leave me like that. Avoid the light. Avoid the light. It was just about to get good too, man. Hopefully, buddy comes back. We'll give him a couple more
Am I back?
seconds. There we go. I can hear you again. Now, please finish the point
Okay,
that you were
I'm
making,
sorry.
sir.
I was gonna say that I'm doing therapy. All of that, like everything that you said back then, it made sense to me. I went to therapy. I'm working on it. Uh, and I wanted to say thank you first of all,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you let me like way too many times, in my opinion, for free.
Yeah.
And I gotta say to everyone that's here, that's looking for advice or whatnot, or is just looking to vent, um, I would suggest you listen to his advice. Even if you think it's not the best advice, I would listen to it. Like, he knows what he's talking about. Genuinely. I just wanted to close by and say that.
I appreciate you, brother. If you have any more praises for yours truly, I would love to hear it. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you coming up, taking your time to share that with me, man. For sure.
No problem, man. No problem. Peace out, yeah?
All
I
right,
hope
brother.
you I hope you keep going with your I think you're doing business with this now. I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense because you honestly,
Yeah,
like,
I'm full
the
time
advice
with
you
it.
give.
Yeah, I'm full time with it now, for sure.
I mean, I hope it's full time in a short term, honestly. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I just wanted to say that, man. You're the goat.
I appreciate you, brother. You take care of yourself, all right?
Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bye bye.
Bye. See, we love that. Miles, just clip it. Testimonial time. Love that, though. We're trying to help people. We're trying to facilitate healing in the world. People, that's what we're doing here. I don't do this for money. I kind of do this for money. I mostly do this for money, but still, the byproduct of it is we're helping the world heal. You understand? All right, who else do we got? Hello.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to join or press request. I'm sorry.
Breaking my heart, love. All right, I'll take you down. At least she actually like verbally acknowledged that she didn't mean to come up. A lot of y'all be playing red light, green light in this bitch. All right, who we got next? Where was I this morning? I don't go live on Wednesday afternoons because that's my YouTube day. We got to dominate YouTube. We got to take this energy, take it over to YouTube, dominate that as well. We got to fight against the red pill, huh? Fighting a good fight. Okay, hopefully Unique joins. But again, if you have a question or problem pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up and solve your issue. Guaranteed. You heard the man who just called in previously. Guaranteed solutions over here. If I can't solve it, your money back. And these calls are free, so you don't get any money back. But yeah, I'm nice with the blam blams. So if you have an issue, hit that button, call in. All right, her connection timed out. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Hello.
Hi, I'm back.
You're back.
Yes.
And who might you be? I don't remember.
I told you, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, I was on live and I told you about me dating the guy that pretty much like trauma dumped me, would trauma dump me every day.
Uh-huh.
And he was a therapist, was supposed to be moving to Arkansas. I don't know if you remember that story.
Vague. I remember your profile pic.
Okay.
It left a strong impression on me. So I remember that. But give me a little bit more details about your story though.
Okay, at the time when I called you, I was complaining about just I felt that I was taking on his stressors every day. Like he would trauma dump me every day
Got
about
it.
life, his
Got
mother.
it.
Yes.
I remember. Okay. So is there an update about that situation or like a new issue?
Oh, a huge update.
A huge
Like a
update. All
Lifetime movie.
Talk to me.
Okay, so I ended up breaking up with him. He called me, begged for me back. Really blew up my phone, actually.
I understand.
After that, I was starting to notice little signs that I've never noticed before. We were having a conversation, and I told him that moving forward, we need to pretty much, like, the way that we have conflict, we need to learn to go to the root of the problem and address it so it doesn't escalate later in the future.
Right.
And he didn't like some of the things I had to say, because I did bring up again, like, I just feel like you're trauma dumping me, and to be honest, it's adding a lot of stress on my plate.
Right.
He thought I was being very cruel, and he almost like put me in punishment and gave me consequences. And I told him we're not going to do that, like, because a form of silent treatment to me, that is abuse, and pretty much that's kind of what he was doing to me. Well, anyways, so I found out last week he randomly messaged me. He said that 3 of his tires were popped. I looked at his message sideways. I'm like, okay, well, we all know the rule in the playbook: a scorned woman is going to pop 3 tires. So this is not like a coincidence. Well, I actually found out over the last 48 hours, my life has been flipped upside down. His best friend of 20 years pretty much just messaged me and said, I'm done with his BS, and I just want to let you know that he is a married man.
Whoa.
I did know that he had 2 kids. I already knew that, but him and his wife are actually separate. They don't live in the same place, because I was like, how can that be? Because we would text all day, call all day, be on FaceTime all day. I would be on FaceTime with him while he was putting his kids to sleep. I never saw any signs of women, even when I visited him in San Diego. None.
Right.
We'd be gone for 5 days straight, and I'm like, how do you have a wife? But he said, I actually was at their wedding, so I'm going to send you pictures. He sent me pictures, and he said, I've been telling him to stop pretty much playing with women. And he pretty much let me know everything. And then the kicker was, he said, he got with you when his wife was pregnant. She delivered a baby 3 to 4 months ago.
How long had he been separated?
You said what?
How long had he been separate? Had he been separated?
I don't even really think they're separated. His thing was, because I asked him, I said, well, why did you and your baby mom at the time break up? And he said, because her family was drama, and I would come home and she was a stay-at-home, like a mom. He never told me that he was married.
Right.
He actually said, I've never been married before. So anyways, so he told me that that's the reason why they broke up. She would never clean the house, and sometimes the kids would be in dirty diapers. So he ended up breaking up with the baby mama, got his own place, whatever. That was like in early 2025 is what he told me. So they have been separated. That is true. I just never knew, one, that he was married. And I'm going to tell ladies that are listening, if you are dating a man, especially if you're a woman that has kids, do a background check on him.
Right.
Because when I did a background check on him, I saw in-laws on there. Which is the reason why I asked him, have you ever been married before? He told me, oh, no, I've never been married before. I told you that. Well, he lied. His best friend exposed him. And the whole time I've been with him, his wife has been pregnant, and she delivered. And it was a day that I remember. We normally talk all day long. He was not by his phone for hours. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, not obsessively, but I'm just saying, hey, you know what's going on? And he said, I've been at the hospital all day. That was the same day his baby was delivered or conceived or whatever. So, yeah.
I'm sorry you went through that, love. How long did you date him for?
We've been dating since January. We met on Threads.
So you're not dating on Threads anymore, it sounds like.
Honestly, you know what? Like, people are asking me, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Honestly, I'm very optimistic. So to me, this situation, I'd rather waste 7 months, and I don't see it as a waste, because to me, it's not even really a lesson. It's motivation for me, because you're not going to change my optimism of
there we go.
My future. You know what I mean?
I've
always
that.
been that way.
And you said you were making a point too. You said that he was a therapist?
Yes. And you're about to be a therapist. You are in a master's program. And he has since then, because I pretty much told him, I know that you're married. I know all of this about you. He had his mom three-way call me and basically threatened me. Which was like, to me, it was funny. Like, and I realized his mom was an enabler, and I told her that too. Your son is the way that he is because you enable him. And you should be ashamed of yourself as a mother. Because he would not be this way if it wasn't for you. I get that his father got shot and killed when he was younger, so he didn't have that male figure in his life.
Right.
But you raised him and you failed him.
Right. So what? How did she threaten you?
So she pretty much, so he is from Long Beach, California. I guess a lot of gang activity over there. She pretty much threatened me with like a gang. I don't know, Long Beach. Honestly, I'm not scared, to be honest. I don't have any fear in my heart. I find it honestly hilarious.
No, I get that. I'm gonna need a transcript. I need to know how she even got to the point of what is she threatening you for? What is there to threaten? What's the motivation behind like threatening you?
Well, she told me that I basically not to go to his wife. Don't go to his wife. Which I did end up. So when you do a background check on someone, phone numbers, addresses, all that will come up. I would not use that again to stalk people. So don't think doing background checks and stalking people is cool.
Right.
But however, they do have phone numbers, and it will say the landline, whether it's T-Mobile, AT&T, whatever.
Right.
I did get a number off of T-Mobile, and I saw his wife's name, so I clicked on it. I thought I was messaging his wife, and I pretty much just said it was early this morning. And I said, hey, I just want to let you know, and I'm not trying to pretty much start drama, but you should know this about your husband. I was not aware that he had a wife. I was not aware that you guys have had a third child. I was only aware of the 2 children that he had. And to me, he made it seem like you were just a crazy BM and you were just causing him all this stress. And then I pretty much just sent her pictures, proof of everything. And I'm like, he pretty much is going to leave you and the kids in California and then move here after he graduated with me. Talking about rings, marriage. We were even looking at buying houses here. I just feel like the extent of how far it went was crazy to me. Yeah, it was. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you keep this optimism because it's like I get why some people go through certain experiences and they're like, "Fuck this, I'm not dating nobody. I'm gonna be by myself." Because some people really will put you through the ringer by just lying to you like that, and then him being a therapist just makes it even worse. Because you should know better. You know what I mean? I mean, they're human too, but you get it. But I'm glad to see that you're keeping your optimism, though. But you're just like, how recently did this occur? Are you still like kind of processing it?
This has all happened within like not even 48 hours. I've found out all of everything. His best friend told me, which he said he doesn't really want to be involved in like screenshots, but he just pretty much told me, like, I have been his best friend for 20 years and I have watched the way that he has done women, and he's also married, and he's like, my wife doesn't even want me hanging out with him. And so he just told me everything, all the women that he slept with, just stories that didn't make sense at the time. He just went to his cousin's repast like probably 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. He FaceTimed me while he was there. I didn't kind of see that he was drinking, but I guess apparently it was like girls fighting over him at the repast. It's like, I don't know, it's crazy. And he ended up leaving with one of his cousin that passed. He left with his like female best friend at the repast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of the downsides with long distance.
Yeah.
One of the big downsides, because I tell people, like, I'm not like anti-long distance. I dabbled. Stuck a toe in, see if the water was cold, you know? But the couple of downsides you have is a lot of avoidantly attached people tend to proactively seek those type of connections out. And then people like what you are describing will also seek those connections out because the distance serves the function of like preventing people from getting too close to where they can find certain information out.
Yeah, and it's like I thought I vetted him out correctly, and which I did. I just feel like it was all an act. He's very articulate and very. I mean, I would expect him to be since he's in a master's program, but he's very articulate. He always knows what to say, and he knows how to like pull you back in. Never once did I ever think that he was telling me a lie. And like I said, even when I was there, like he took me everywhere. We went on so many dates. We were gone for 5-6 days. So to me, that just did not seem like, I feel like usually if someone's married, you can kind of tell. They're probably not talking to you at night. They're only talking to you during the day. Mm-hmm. Just stuff like that. Like they're just hiding things. It was never that. So I guess that's where it's shocking to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like where did I not see it? And honestly though, when I did do the background check, I should have, the in-laws thing, I'm like, I should have kind of probably looked it up, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to trust him. And yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes is trust, but verify.
Yes, yeah.
So I mean, but now you including that into your process now, so that can kind of protect you at least from these type of situations. But I am curious, what made you break up with them in the first place?
Because you told me, I remember you said something that hit me heavy, and you said you are going to have to be okay with being the problem solver your entire life with him because he can't problem solve his own situations. He can't problem solve just his life, issues with his family. So you're pretty much going to have to be the solver and everything. And I felt like when I'm looking back in my past, I have always been that person, the solution-based person, the one that's always trying to fix the problems. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to marry a husband. And to me, I'll be honest, because of that, he lived in a very negative mindset and in just a very negative space. And I did realize like my mood would kind of shift because I'm like, every time he texts me, it's almost like this anxiety, like, is it going to be something else that he's bringing up today? Is it going to be his mom? Is it going to be school? Is it going to be his kids? And I just would never do that to him. And so that's why I broke up with him, because I'm like, if you can't figure it out on your own as a man, and you told me that you do like coach men and you tell them that they can't always just trauma dump on a woman because they're going to end up resenting you. And I felt like I was kind of in that space.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you made the right decision. And do you feel like you would have found this out had you not broken up with him? Think it was like a chain reaction type of situation or just randomly?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like I said, I did break up with him, and then we were still talking a little bit afterwards because he's like, I'll change the way that I approach you. I understand where you're coming from, and I don't want to make you feel that way. I don't want to put all my problems off on you. But then when he would tell me about his day, like I said, especially with the tire popping, I said, oh, something is up. And that's when I started to do a search. And I messaged his
First of all,
friend.
can I just double click on the fact that it's hilarious that you broke up with him and then the next time he speaks to you, it's another problem.
Oh, yeah.
The tire
So he wasn't
being
working on anything.
Right.
But it made me open my eyes because I'm like, okay, another woman has to be involved in 3 of your tires. Like you're at a family reunion and you come outside the park and in the parking lot, 3 of your tires are just stabbed. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, yeah, I just started doing digging, and from there, his friend told me the rest.
Did the friend ever tell you why he felt the need to even reach out to you? It doesn't seem like it was about you. It seems like something happened. It was a rift between them, and this was like his way of kind of sticking to him.
So he found out that the person that I was dating had slept with his sister from the age of like 13 to their late 20s.
Whoa.
And so, yes. So it was like a sense of betrayal. That's why he reached out to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's just fucked up. He's a fucked up individual.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm just pretty much telling you this because he betrayed me and our friendship is done. Like he said, I've tried to like reconnect with him, and we would always be on and off because of him. And I'm seeing the way that he's treating females, and it's just like, I need to say something. And I can tell he wasn't trying to say anything to like get with me. I feel like sometimes you'll have the homeboys step in because they want to like sleep with you too or whatever.
Right.
No, this is a married man, and he was just like, I just want to let you know like everything. He sent me like his Facebook profile of his wife. He's like, I want you to know that I'm telling the truth of what I'm saying.
Right.
And yeah, he gave me everything, and he's still messaging me, like telling me all types of new information. They're kind of threatening him to not like, hey, stop talking to her. Like she knows too much or whatever. He's just pretty much done with being friends with him. So.
Well, God was looking out for you on this one, love. So
yeah,
I'm glad to see that everything came to light. That's the thing; it always comes to light. That if you're patient enough, you will find some stuff out. So, yeah. So, are you gonna take a break, a little breather for now, or what's your plan as far as dating is concerned?
I just want to address one comment. No, I did not know he had a wife. He had a baby mom. They had 2 children together. And he also told me they have joint custody, so they would go back and forth. I would even be on the phone with him, FaceTiming, as he's getting his kids out the car to take them inside to the mom's house. They never lived in the same house. So I didn't know that he had a wife, and that's just not in my character to date a married man. So I just want to
Right.
say that. But no, I think moving forward though, I think I'm just like open. Like I said, I'm not going to let this situation change my mindset, because I've met great men in my life, and I know that there are great men out there. So I'm not going to go on like a male bashing fest.
Good.
And I'm not scorned or hurt over it. I think it just is what it is. And like I said, I would have rather found out sooner than later.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you like made the move, because this could have went a whole other direction. You could have moved in with you, or y'all could have got a place together, and then you found all this stuff out.
Yeah.
So it still was a good thing at the end of the day. But yeah, definitely keep me posted with how everything goes. All right.
Yes, I will. And thank you so much, though, because like I said, I would have never broken up with him if it wasn't for you in the first place. So yeah, I do appreciate you.
Absolutely, love. You take care of yourself, all right?
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye. Miles, add her to the spreadsheet. Yes, the spreadsheet's coming back. Top of the list. Top of the list. But yeah, that is a terrible situation. Oh my God. Whoa. What's up, man?
What's up with you, please?
Please. I'm good, bro. What can I do for you?
Yeah, my name is Chris, and I'm searching for this.
All right. Well, good luck on your search, big dog. All right. Well, did he say what's up with you, please? He's probably lined up being a therapist. It's possible. But you'd be surprised. I got a love-hate relationship with therapists. Great therapists out there. I know some great therapists. But boy, do I know some bad ones. Shitty people who are advising people. This is what it is. Okay. Who else do we have? Occupation does not confirm morals. Exactly. But you would get why people think that way, right? It's like kind of you go to a pastor, you're thinking, you kind of hold them to a higher standard, even though you do know they're human. So it's kind of jarring to get that information. Hello? Hello? All right. A lot going on over there. I could tell the house is dirty. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't even say that. My apologies. I didn't mean it. Sometimes shit just comes out. Sometimes shit just comes out. Man, I can't help this shit. Huh? You make a living talking, you bound to say the wrong thing sometimes. Give me some grace. Okay. Who else do we got? Who else do we have? Hello.
Hello, Coach.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good. Hope you are. What can I do for you?
Hi. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm trying to kind of collect my thoughts.
Okay.
I need an advice. One or two. We haven't spoken before, but long story short.
Mm-hmm.
To remind you, I was married before for 8 years, and the ex left for another woman, basically.
Right.
And I think last time I talked to you, I said I hate men and I don't like dating and this and that.
Right.
And I'm overcoming with that emotion or grief, per se. It's been exactly 2 years. Now I'm open to dating. I'm not bashing men anymore. I'm fully aware of my thoughts and surrounding.
Okay. Good.
But there's two things. I just want to know myself, basically. Like, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm rebirthing myself when it comes to this. So I know last time I told you I was on a dating app.
Mm-hmm.
And you were opposing to that. And because of my career and I'm super busy and I went to that and I didn't find it very helpful. And I start dating now I start going out and finding. I went out on a date or two, and I'm opposing to the idea. Hey, let's go have a dinner. I said, no. Why don't we start with coffee first?
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I find a lot of red flag, and I just said, oh, okay, this is not gonna work for me. Seeing or talking to that person, and I did that like 4 times. So other therapist tells me it's normal, and I tell myself, am I ready for this? So I just need a pointer, one or two, to help me out through this.
Okay. You said something was normal. What is normal?
My therapist tells me this is normal for me to feel like I'm very critical on what I see, and I don't go along with the dating. And if I see him financial problem, for example, or I see a lie or two, or I have a list of questionnaire that I needed to be answered before I even go on a dinner date with this person.
Okay.
And she's saying I'm very critical because I came out from a 13 years relationship, and I'm very critical, and it's normal.
What was her proposed solution? Did she give you one?
To just keep going doing this over and over again, and which I don't want to do.
No. So no solution was provided. Okay. So what? And you're still using dating apps to date?
I'm in there, but I'm not fairly active, and I don't trust a lot of stuff that comes from a dating app because I've seen a lot of issues.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend dating apps. What else did you say? You said something about you have a lot of questions that you ask before you go on a dinner date. What kind of questions are you asking?
Some of the question is, I'm okay if the person is dating, or have children or been married before, and I have to ask, like, for example, the last time was, tell me about your marriage or your past relationship, and he start bashing his ex-wife.
Okay.
And that's a no-no for me, and their careers and what they want to be in 5 years. Just the basic, but I want to analyze where they stand,
Okay.
where he stands in life, and cultural and religion.
Religion is
Those
fair. Religion is fair. Everything else you're doing a little bit too much. What is the
Wow.
purpose? So are you trying to? I assume you were asking these questions in order to avoid quote unquote wasting your time.
Right. Not only that, but my intention is to be in a very secure relationship.
Right. You're not going to be able to tell that by asking a series of questions. I think I told you this before.
Yes, you did.
Right. You didn't stop it. Why didn't you stop doing that?
I did stop it. Nowadays, before it was like I have all the 10, and then I look at my question and ask, but I'm still like aware of the red flags. Like, oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Or this is this. I don't give grace and allow that person to take me on a dinner again. Even they ask, I say no. Another thing is long distance. If that person is if it's not within the 30-mile radius where I live, I don't even pursue anything else.
Okay. That's fine. What kind of red flags are you seeing on a dinner date though? You said that you've gone on some dinner dates and you've seen red flags and you won't even entertain them after that. Sabrina, you missed one hell of a call earlier. That's why you can't be late. So
I think I came late. Yeah.
So what kind of red flags have you seen the last couple of dinner dates you've gone on?
It's basically the coffee. I don't go to dinner date. It stops a coffee date, I guess.
Okay.
Meet and greet, I call it.
So what kind of red flags you see? The last couple of red flags. So the last 2 men that you stopped seeing because of the red flags during coffee dates.
If
what was red
let's
flags?
say if a guy, which both of them did, want to invite me to their house, I don't know them. I don't know you. I don't need to meet up at their house. Or a guy telling me to pick them up, which I don't do that either. I'm strictly looking for a masculine man, and if they're and then traditional masculine men.
Gotcha. How old are you again?
And what is that?
How old are you again?
Mid-40s.
Okay. And how did you find these last two gentlemen?
The education wise, they are where I prefer.
No, how did you?
Education does not dictate who they are.
No.
Physically, they are mine.
Hold on. How did you meet them? Was my question.
One of them was through app. And the other one was it's just I was on a supermarket nearest me, and he happened to follow and have chit chat and talk, and then he gave me his number. He's like, "Oh, can I take you out on a dinner?" And that time I was kind of hesitant, but I thought about it for 2 days, and I said, "Hey, why not?" And I
Right.
just went.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to tell you. You're still on apps right now?
Yes, but I'm not active.
Okay. So do you have any plans on being active again?
I'm not so sure. It's not for me.
Okay. That was the correct answer. Because you're going to get more of situations like that on an app. I can almost guarantee it.
Yes.
So, and more of those situations will just reinforce your distrust with dating in general. So it's best to avoid it. Now, I won't rehash it. Well, I'll rehash the whole thing with questions since we have newer people here. Reason why, now a lot of women come from the position where it's like, okay, I want to ask a whole bunch of questions before I actually go on a date with this guy. Makes sense because they don't want to waste time. Problem is, you kill the vibe by doing it. The first date is just to see if you and the other person get along, if there's chemistry there. Right? It's not to determine compatibility yet. I mean, you can determine a bit of compatibility on the first date, but nobody really wants to be like analyzed like that. You know, it's just like if the roles were reversed and you know somebody was asking you those type of questions, you will be like, killing the vibe a little bit. Because ultimately, here's the reason why it's such a problem. The assumption being made is the answers to your questions are going to be accurate. No, people lie. And more importantly than that, people who are pretty crafty will know why you're asking the question. And they will tell you what you want to hear. And if your assumption is the things coming out of this person's mouth reflects reality, you will be duped. The only way to really know a person is to spend time with them. That's it. It's not by asking them the perfect questions. People give bad advice like that all the time. And it's not logical at all. That only works on stupid people who don't know why you're asking the question. Intelligent people often know why you're asking it. And they just tell you what you want to know. Intelligent people know if I talk negatively about my ex, certain people will think that that is a red flag. So even if they hate their ex and blame their ex for everything, they won't utter a word about it. So you're setting yourself up to be duped. Okay? So you want to spend time with the person so that you can assess. You don't want to get into analytical mode because that's when that intelligent person will tell you what you want to hear. What you want is for people to be relaxed. That's when shit slips. That's what you're looking for. Or that's what you should observe, is when someone is just having a good time, drinking, their guards are down, and they're just talking. Shit slips then. Shit don't slip when they're prepared to be interviewed. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So, time spent with the person is how you're going to get the data that you are looking for. Now, it seems everything that you've said, as far as red flags that you've identified, are valid. So when you first brought this point up, I was thinking that you were being a bit too strict.
Correct.
And maybe you are to a degree, but at least the examples you gave me were not strict. that's not a strict program, right? It's like, okay, somebody wanted you to pick them up. A man asked you out and he wanted you to pick him up. Okay, I completely understand why you don't want to see him again. Another one tried to clap them cheeks after a coffee date. Well, that's not great, right? So I also see why you don't want to deal with that person either. But I will say, just in case you are being too strict, what I would tell you to do is to write down a non-negotiable list. Not a long list, not a list of 100 things. Maybe cap yourself to around 5 to 7 things that are non-negotiables, meaning if a person displays these behaviors or this particular red flag, I will remove myself from the situation. If, however, and don't make it obvious things either, like he puts his hands on me, he tries to get violent. That's obvious. Like, you don't write the obvious stuff. Write down the stuff that's specific to you as an individual, okay? If the person engages in behavior that is not on that non-negotiable list, give it a few more dates. Give a bit of grace in that situation. Because what I want you to avoid is a lot of people in your situation, they are afraid of being hurt and they use high standards as a way to prevent anyone from getting close. They don't know they're doing this, but that's what they're doing. They'll act like they're very strict, they have such high standards, but really they're just serving the function to make it so nobody can access their heart. So I don't want you to be in that situation. We at least need to get you past that initial date, because it sounds like you're not making it past the first date because you found some sort of problem during the first date. That's not just due to you being strict, but that's also due to where you've been dating, where you've been sourcing men. I know one of them approached you at the supermarket, but I know you've also been active on dating apps. I would eliminate that. Dating apps are where you're going to find a lot of the damaged goods. There are quality people on dating apps too, but it's like it's way, the damaged goods like drown them out, you know? So that's the shift that I would make. I think I also told you to put yourself in static environments the last call.
Right.
Right. Have you made any progress on that?
Yes, actually, I'm more enjoying just doing stuff that I enjoy doing, going out, going on a hike, and stuff like that.
Right.
And
Is that improving the quality of your life in general? Just doing more stuff you enjoy like that?
Right. I mean, I'm getting better at when the last time we talked, you and I, and I changed my scenery, changed the city I live in.
Nice.
And I made myself more available to extra curriculum, and then I made myself available to the possibility as well.
There we go.
So I'm just a very critical person, and I'm my worst case critic of my own, and I just want to know, do I have an attachment issue as well? I know I have a lot when it comes to men, and due to the divorce and everything, but I'm optimistic that I will find the one that's for me.
There we go.
But do I also have other issues that I need to work on while
it's
I'm
possible.
waiting?
It's possible, but the behavioral changes that I just gave you, even if you did have some degree of an attachment issue, it will override that. Assuming you stick to what I gave you. Right?
Okay.
Say you were like avoidant. Okay, well then the non-negotiable list will help you bypass that sticking point. It's not a sustainable solution, but it will help to get you over this particular hump.
Okay.
Okay? So give that a try, come back, and then we'll reassess when you get some new experiences. Right?
All right. Thank you so much for your help, like always.
No problem.
Enjoy talking to
Absolutely.
you.
Take care.
All right.
All right. I'm loving the energy. People being more optimistic now. That's a good thing. You can't stay in the space too long and maintain any kind of cynicism. B Triggs. Let's see if she connects. Let's see if she connects. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So my situation is like a little weird. It kind of gives like Netflix,
Okay.
just a little bit. So it's crazy because I was actually watching your videos, and I seen that you were live, and I actually made a comment on one of your videos, but I think typing it out loud just kind of made me think like, maybe I should probably talk to a professional about this.
Right.
Because it's a new situation for me, but basically, I'm kind of in a fairly new long distance relationship. Like extremely long distance.
Extremely long distance. All right.
Yeah. So, a little background. How do I put this? Okay, so you're talking about like, you don't recommend dating apps and whatnot. And one of the videos that I was watching of yours, somebody responded back with basically referring to or hinting at social media being used as like a dating platform. And that's basically kind of how my situation like came about, was social media. I sworn off the dating apps because I agree with everything you say about them. Like, it's just not a safe playground. But basically, I seen a video of my boyfriend go viral and whatnot, and I just decided to follow him. And he followed me back. Long story short, after a couple of chats, we kind of established like a long distance relationship. So here's the kicker. He's a model and he lives in Senegal. And he's never been outside. He's never been outside of the U.S. And so, and he's like very traditional, obviously, just with his culture and his religion and whatnot. So, no talks of marriage or kids or multiple wives and stuff like that, like you would hear from a typical Muslim man. But, as far as like just us talking, I'm more traditional, like how we do things in the U.S. Like, if I meet somebody on social media or just online in general and we've like never met in person, I'm not necessarily like establishing a relationship with them off the bat, But we're kind of at that point now. I don't know if I just like kind of let myself get caught up in like the vibe or whatnot. But I guess I'm just trying to figure out, am I being a little silly? I feel like I would ask like my close circle, but I kind of just want like an unbiased opinion.
Okay. All right. So how long have y'all been in a relationship?
So we've been talking for about 6-7 months now. And we've been in a little virtual relationship for the past 3-4 months now.
Okay. Have you?
The only reason why we've never met in person, because we had a chance to meet in person. He had a gig in Montreal, and I was in Alberta, but I just couldn't get to him. So.
Where do you live?
I'm from Michigan, but I kind of have like a nomadic lifestyle, so I'm all over. It's just work and then like dealing with personal stuff, like, losing my mom and whatnot. It's just, I haven't gotten the chance to really visit him. It's more so on me, but I also feel like just me kind of having cold feet or just being uncertain.
Okay. So, how old are you two?
I'm 28.
How old is he?
He's 25, so he's a bit on the younger side.
So, 25, model, Senegal, was viral on social media. Okay. And y'all haven't met, have y'all FaceTimed?
Oh yeah, we video chat every day.
Okay. So what made you actually enter the relationship with this person?
Part of it is like maybe I'm manic just from like everything that I've been dealing with, like with my life. So it's like when, conversing with him, it's just been feeling like a little breakaway. And as cliche as it sounds, it's definitely a different experience for me. I think it's something that I kind of just took the risk to do. Because in the beginning, I wasn't really taking it serious or anything like that. I was, like they say in the comments, I was treating it like a pen pal type of situation.
Right.
But as far as like just like feeling spiritually aligned with him and just him like speaking so much, light into me, I'm just like, I want somebody to treat me how I treat myself. And I just feel like how he treats me is just a reflection of how I've been treating myself. And I haven't really experienced that with anyone that I've dated in a while. And I've been single for 4 years now. Kind of keeping myself out the dating pool. I put myself in the dating pool about, I want to say like last year, and it just was like not good for me. So I've been taking some time to myself. Like I said, I had no intentions on getting into like a virtual relationship. 90 Day Fiance is funny. But it kind of just happened. Like I said, I've talked to foreign men before, but like never foreign men who were just like living in their country. And so I treated it like a pen pal situation just in case, like, he started asking me for stuff and money and whatnot. Clearly, I'm not that dumb. But, I think that's what just drove me towards him. Like, the fact that we've been talking for half a year and he has not asked me for anything. And we just been kind of going off of our connection. But in the back of my mind, like, I don't know if it's just the American in me, but I'm just like, am I silly or
we're gonna get to
should
that.
I keep
We're
trying?
gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. So, when you first started talking to him, did anything like big? Was there anything big going on in your life around that time?
Yes. So, I was dealing with just like my mom's health and whatnot, and I just lost her back in March.
Sorry to hear that.
So I guess you could say like there's some vulnerability there that probably made me kind of ignore any red flags that I should be looking for. Right. I mean, I don't really see any right now, but also at the same time, I could be blind to it,
Right. Okay. So clearly you were using this to regulate yourself, to feel better due to your situation with your mother, her declining health. That's normal. But the problem here is I have a lot of people who come here and they are in similar situations where they're trying to talk to someone who's on a different continent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's never a good idea. When it works because y'all met in person first.
Right.
Maybe, he just flew over here, y'all happened to run into each other, y'all vibed out, he had to go back home, and y'all exchanged contact information. That can work because you had an embodied experience. Without that embodied experience, everything is just fantasy.
Yeah.
Until you have an embodied experience with the person, you're not going to know if you like them, for real. Plenty of people will get on a dating app and match with somebody and talk ad nauseum and FaceTime, and then they actually go on the date and they're like, right? It's that embodied experience that's going to give you the data that you're looking for. And we also got to look at like just the practical reality of things. Like, I read people very well because I always look at incentives. That's why it was clear to me that you talked to this person with your mother's situation. That's what led you to this. How does talking to this man serve this woman? Oh, she was feeling bad about this situation. He provided good feelings. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now ask yourself, why does a 25-year-old model need to date anyone overseas? What could possibly be incentivizing him that he cannot get in his own country?
That's the part that kind of like worries me a bit. Because he's talked to me about his past relationship when because he goes to a different university right now. He's in Dakar right now, but I forgot the city that he was in Senegal. when he was getting his bachelor's, because he is in school right now. But now he's currently working on his master's. And before that, he had a girlfriend, but he was going to a different university, so it was going to be long distance for them. And she didn't want to do long distance. And so that's kind of just been, his sign to kind of just focus on himself. It was his first love, the only girl that he's ever been with. He's also never experienced a woman in that way, if you know what I mean, because he's Muslim. Allegedly, yeah, whatever. But, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because of the people that he met, with them being American, because how I met him was, there's an artist that I follow on Instagram, and they went out there to shoot a music video, and they needed some models. He was one of the models that they hired, and, that was like the most interaction that he's like had with like Americans. So I guess he was just like kind of into the culture and whatnot. He likes American people, but he doesn't have the desire to move to America, if that makes sense. And he's just been kind of more focused on his craft as far as school and model and New York Fashion Week, all this other stuff, all these things that he has. So he hasn't really been focusing on a relationship. And when I followed him on social media, it's not like he messaged me or anything. I took the initiative to, message him about something that I was interested in. And so the conversation started really organically, as far as like just not really us flirting, more so like on a platonic level. Mm-hmm. And then I want to say right before, like maybe a month or two before he started expressing how he felt about me, that's when we started feeling a little bit, or talking a bit more romantic with each other. And here's the kicker. So one of the artists that I know that went down there to shoot the video, she has a friend that does, group trips, and they're going back to Senegal in August. And so I've been invited. So that would be an opportunity for me to meet him in person, because we'll all be hanging out and whatnot. It's just, I guess I still feel kind of silly, because like I said, I've never dated anybody else from a different continent or a different country. And we all know the cliche, or, the tales of dating somebody or talking to somebody long distance from another country.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's still not clear to me what is incentivizing him to connect with you on this level.
I think that's the part that I'm anxious about.
Right. When you want to read people, easiest way is to know that people always follow incentives. There is some goal they're trying to achieve, right? I was talking to a woman. Let me just sidetrack it real quick. I was talking to a client. She's on the cruise with a guy who was clearly trying to sleep with her. And,
sleep with her?
Yeah, on the cruise, right?
Oh.
Yeah, she met on the cruise. And he was like, he told her she wouldn't let him, right? Mm-hmm. And he told her, he was like, I notice your feet are swollen. You want me to massage them, right? Like, notice, this is the guy she met on the cruise, right? So he started massaging her feet. And then after that, he still was trying to sleep with her, right? And she was so confused by that. And I'm like, everything people do, there is a goal they're trying to achieve. Everything. There's no exceptions. Everything you do, there's a goal you're trying to achieve, either consciously or unconsciously, right? So I told her, your husband or your boyfriend asking to rub your feet, his goal was incentivizing him, was probably just making you feel good because he loves and cares about you, right? What do you think a man who you just met on a cruise today, what do you think his goal is for rubbing your feet? What's he trying to achieve in that situation? It's not because he loves and cares about you. You just met, right?
Yeah.
So it could be to just be sensual with you so that we can ease this into something a bit more explicit, right? So if you want to just read people, all you have to do is look at what is incentivizing them. So what do you think is incentivizing this person? Out of all the women he can meet, he's a model, by the way. You're not the only person in his DMs. You find him attractive, other people do too. Why you?
Yeah. I did ask him that question, like, not necessarily about like the women back at home, but just like, you know, why not? Like, I'm sure you have an audience of American women trying to get at you because, like I said, it was a pretty viral video and everybody was in the comments just like flaunting over it. So I was just following him just to, you know, to do so. I never thought that it would like get to this point. But he basically just told me that the other women that he spoke with, like, they weren't serious. They didn't make time for him. And there was a language barrier. And it's just like with me and him, like, we're able to communicate effectively despite the language barrier. So that was the reasoning that he gave me on, you know, why he was interested in getting to know me in that way and why he gravitated towards me, because it, you know, I felt easy to talk to and he felt that we were connecting. And I felt the same way too, but it's just like, you know, I do have a level of discernment. You know, I'm always going to try something and live to tell the tale. But also at the same time, though, I still have my questions and my eyebrow raises, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, I don't like it, love. I don't like this at all. But his excuses were not compelling. You're an attractive man who is going viral on social media and people are thirsting over you in the comments, then that means you're a very attractive man.
Yeah.
So
But would you say that, like, you know, all like men who get that attention, like, they just don't have like the discipline for it? Like,
that's not
young?
the case. That's not the case at all. But they're certainly not trying to date someone on another continent. That's not happening. That's not happening at all. 1,000% that's not happening. I talk to clients. I have to talk. There's been a handful of clients since I've been doing this who have fallen into a delusion. I talked to a client months ago who was convinced, he was in Paris, he was convinced that this American white woman wanted to be with him because she liked Nigerian men. I was like, so that's why she says she wants to date you in Paris, because she likes Nigerian men? He said, yeah, so I told you, this is real, brother. This is real. She likes Nigerian men. That's why she wants to come over here.
Oh, like a fetish.
I was like, my brother in Christ, there's Nigerians over here. Why does she need to leave America to find a Nigerian man? Right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't want to leave Senegal, but I understand what you're saying, though.
Listen,
like,
if I was
Senegal,
let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Let's say I was a guy who wanted a green card. Right? Not saying this is the case. It's likely though, but I'm not saying this is the case. Say I was a guy who wanted a green card. And I know, I'm a smart guy though. I'm intelligent. I know people know that we want green cards. What is the first thing I have to disprove to you? That I want that green card.
That you don't want the green card. I get it.
Right.
Wait, isn't Africa on the ban list though?
I don't know. I don't follow that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
First thing I'm gonna do is get your sin off the train. Get like, just make you not think about it no more. I don't even want to move. I love my home.
Mm-hmm.
I love my home. Who said about anything about moving, baby? Come over here, right? Then once you fall in love, you know, I've been thinking, I do like America. Maybe I do want to move over there. Now you in love. Now you going. Now you gonna do it. Right? You got you now. So you free to go ahead and fly over there and check them out. But I would try to keep that discernment about you, because it doesn't make any sense to me why this would be a thing. It makes sense on your end. I get why you're having this discussion. You're trying to escape the pain that you were dealing with your mother, right? So it's like you're trying to make yourself feel better. And in the process of doing that, you like this person. And you caught up in feelings. I get it. I don't know why he's doing it. That's the problem. So if you want to go over there, go over there. But I would be very careful, okay?
Thank you. I think I definitely think this is what I needed to hear for sure. Just because like it was questionable. And also I think like just talking to myself, I kind of was being a little bit biased too because I wanted to go over there. And because I liked him. I think this conversation, not saying that I don't have a mind of my own, but I definitely think that this conversation has made me look at it a lot differently. And I think if I have that conversation with him, if he genuinely likes me, then he would understand. If not, then, you know, hey, we'll have to keep trying. I do have one more question, though, like, because, like, we could say, like, why is he not talking to anybody in his country? But, you know, the other way around, like, wouldn't it be, like, the same reason why I felt like I need to branch off? Because there's been times in the past where I have branched off into the distance, maybe not a whole different continent, but definitely went long distance to just kind of get something new, something different.
It's not normally to get something new. Normally when people are seeking out long distance relationships, it's not the novelty. They're emotionally unavailable. So they choose a long distance relationship because the distance serves the function of nobody getting that close to them.
I feel it. Okay. Well, yeah, that definitely opened my eyes. That's why I got up here and asked. I feel like if I have these questions about it, then, you know, maybe I'm not as confident about it, which is why I got up here in the first place. So I appreciate you. Thank you again.
No problem, dear. Best of luck to you, all right?
Thank you.
All right. We do get like one of those per month. There was 1 week we had like 3 in a row. I was like, Different from her situation, though. Different from her situation. Her situation is not coming from desperation. It's a different thing. The other ones, though, always desperation. Always desperation. Remember the guy, Shorty, who was like, I met this guy, and I was like, tell me about him. She was like, he's in Dubai in the military. I was like, oh, where you at? Texas. Texas? The fuck you doing talking to someone in Dubai? What are you doing? What are we thinking about? Again, extremely handsome. The caller. She was lacking in some areas. And was sending them gifts. Sending them gifts. She was like, yeah, he just needed like a care package, he told me, because it was hot over there and in Dubai. No, we can't do that. We can't be doing that. Then she called back in and she was like, you were right. I sent my 4th care package and he ghosted me. One day y'all will listen to me. One day y'all will listen to me. All right. Who else we got? Who else do we have? Omi wants to come up. Omi in the building. Omi,
Hey.
what's happening?
I know you don't like people coming up and like giving anything, but when it comes to like international,
Oh,
I
go
think
ahead.
people are forgetting different religion plays a different role in different countries.
Mm-hmm.
So please, if you are talking to a Muslim guy and this is coming from a person who has both Muslim and Christian family, please also consider the religion part. So
Right.
don't just like think about the marriage part, but also like the religion, especially in West African countries. You can't, like, there's a lot of rights that are stripped from you. So please, as women who are looking into international, please be careful.
Right.
Like, and Africans are very good and sweet with their words. So just a heads up, I see a lot of people that comes up here for West African talking to somebody. So
Gotcha.
just be careful.
I appreciate you, Omi.
Thank you, thank you. Toodles, toodles.
All right, love. All right. Me and Umi going to Ethiopia. She invited me to come to Ethiopia, so we're going to pop out Ethiopia. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm going to hold her to it. So it's 257 people, Umi. It's going to hold you to it. Got to make it happen. Told you, I need me an African wife. Also, about that dowry. I'm going to need a loan from you, Umi, to pay that dowry that y'all got going on. So let's also throw that in there as well. All right. So we got another caller here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
I can. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What can I do for you?
I am looking for some advice, I guess. It's a two-part question. The first part being, if you love someone, do you think that it is possible to have a platonic friendship with them? And if so, how do you get there?
No.
Okay. I love the straight answer. That's it.
That's it?
Thank you.
All right, love. You take
All
care.
I needed to know.
I got you. All right. All right. I'm totally against. Listen, someone's been inside you. Friendship is done. Can't come back from that. You can, but no, don't do it. So many problems, right? One, you stay emotionally invested in that person. That's the first thing. Two, it can be a barrier to you finding a new connection. Not just because you're emotionally invested in the other person, but because ain't no quality man gonna want to deal with a woman who is besties with an S or someone who done clapped cheeks before. You got one time for me to get a whiff of that shit. Toodles. I'm not staying for that shit. Hell no. Hell no. It's a bad situation. It's unwise. I like to separate between, like, because a lot of people look at things as if, is it morally right or wrong, right? And if it's not morally wrong, then they're like, why can't I do it? Granted. Thing is, you got to also discern between wise and unwise. That is an unwise thing to do. If I'm married, it's not necessarily wrong for me to go to the club or the parties, right? It's not morally wrong to do that. It is unwise, though, because I'm tempting fate. Think about things from that perspective. Wise or unwise? Does this help your relationship or does it diminish it? Okay? Your ex ain't trying to be cool with you either. He just wants access to you. Talk to him, Jess. Talk to him. Huh? Okay. Perceptions can hurt relationships. Indeed. Indeed. Who we got next? Fingers crossed on this one. I don't know about it. Hello? Hello? All right. It was very quiet over there. Is she dead? That's why mine is blocked because he crossed my boundaries. Well, we're going to talk about that, Jess. We're going to talk about that one. There seems to be an update in that situation. And that needs the deets. You posted a video about static environments, and I've tried those and those don't seem to work. What do you mean they don't seem to work? What do you mean? You're a man saying that? Listen, for fellas, super easy. The static environment play is super easy. Just become the guy in that environment. You gotta understand something. Women respond very positively to status. Self communicates a lot of positive things about you. And status is context dependent. Right, look at me. I have a social media presence. If I go to Target right now, people don't know that shit. I'm just a bald motherfucker walking around Target. Understand? Status is context dependent. Okay? But you put yourself in a static environment as a man and you just become one of the cool guys there. You're just one of the cool guys there. People like you. You come in the room, people like Johnny, right? Greeting you warmly. The women in that environment are clocking that. So that's the easiest play for. It's much easier than you going like randomly approaching women on the street. Because now you got to convey all that value in this conversation. Now I got to convey all of that value in this conversation. In a static environment, the value is conveyed via the environment, via how people engage you. Say you walk into like a restaurant and like, you know the owner comes out, Johnny, what's going on, Bob? It's been a minute. Frank, come in here. You do that whole shit, right? All the staff know your name. People in that environment are clocking you like, he must be something, right? So if you talk to them, they're going to be more open to your advances. Y'all got to have more strategy with this shit. It's not complicated, man. Especially on the male end of things. It's not complicated. It really ain't. Women is a bit more complicated because they play more of a passive role. So they have less of an influence on things. But as a man, you got all the influence. You got all the influence. Based on the dynamics of how people choose each other, you got all the influence, bro. So, yeah, you can't be in a static environment as a man, a fucking wallflower, not talking to them. No, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Men see people want to be around you and eat that shit up. Right. I told you, I used to work the gym, baby. I was in that bitch talking to the janitor. 2-ply? Is that what y'all use? Talking to the janitor. Work in the room, baby. Work in the room. So, if I wanted to talk to somebody new, they more open to my advances because they see me talking to everybody else. They don't feel like I want anything from them. They just saw me talk to 4 other people who seemed like they were having a good time in the conversation. Very easy. It's not hard. It's really not hard. The bar is super low because people's social skills are in the toilet. You spend focus 20 hours on working on your social skills, you'll be very advanced in comparison to the general population. They do not know how to talk to people. They do not know how to talk to people. They can't talk to people. You can make people like, how do I make friends? You can make friends like that. All you gotta do is go first. Just start the conversation. That's it. That's it. The reason why people are so siloed is because everyone is afraid to go first. No one wants to start the conversation. People are open to people talking to them though. Nobody wants to be the initiator. You just initiate the conversation. 90% of the work is done. How should a woman navigate the static environment? Be open and have a good time. Woman having a good time exudes a lot of femininity. What you don't want is to be like a wallflower. That don't mean you have to go and initiate conversations with a lot of people like I would advise a man to do. But just enjoy the space and be open. Guy's more likely to approach you when he sees you smiling than scowling. There's a lot of women. It's like that bad bitch aesthetic on Instagram where you see a lot of women like they're posing like they're Duke Dennis. They'll like be scowling at the camera, serving looks. Shit like that. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I have a bad resting bitch face? Yeah. That's why I say have a genuinely good time. Because when you have a good time, your RBF goes away. So you got to enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. And be open to connecting with people. Even if, listen, even if a guy, and I know there's nuance here, I'm about to really oversimplify this. Even if somebody like comes up and talks to you, you know, they're like hitting on you, like entertain it a little bit. Not like give your number or anything like that, but just even when you're turning the person down, do it in a very warm way. I know there's a lot that comes with that. Some guys take that as a sign. I get it. So it's not lost upon me. Women sometimes have to be aggressive and like mean because some guys are like, just don't get the fucking hint. I get it. So judge this on a case by case basis. Judge this on a case by case basis. But yeah, just be warm and friendly to people. I had a coworker, man, had the best game for a woman I've ever seen up close. When I worked at the hospital over a decade ago. Everybody at the hospital wanted her. Everyone. This is when I started to really unlock like how important energy is. Because she wasn't the prettiest girl. She was pretty, but she wasn't the prettiest girl. There were way more beautiful women in the hospital than her. But dudes really fell for how she made them feel, right? When they would talk to her, no matter what they talked about, she would create the vibe as if she was enthused to talk to them. She would make very strong eye contact, be very expressive, and seemingly genuinely interested in what they had going on. What do you do for work now? This. I'm a coach full time. You doing this shit for fun? Hell no. Money on. Huh? Speaking of which, if you want a coaching call, DM me the word coach and I'll send you a link for it. Thank you for reminding me about the pitch. I'll be forgetting sometimes. If you want clarity over your situation and a step-by-step action plan so you know exactly what to do next in your situation, DM me the word coach. I'll send you a link to book. Keep in mind, it is not cheap. Don't be surprised. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, she was very likable. Had boundaries. Wasn't no kind of pushover or anything like that. But even when she had boundaries, she would do it in a teasing way. There's a girl who makes content on TikTok. Y'all might know who I'm talking about. She's this very pretty African girl who she works on like the golf court, she drives the golf cart at one of those country clubs. She tries to convince men to, I don't know where she is actually. But she records herself like talking to those guys. That's what I'm talking about. That shit. Do your version of that. Do your version of that. That's what you want. You see how she'll keep boundaries with those guys? And even when she does turn them down, she does it in like a playful way. She don't just give her number out or nothing like that. She ain't going. But she maintains rapport because even when she does deny them access, she does it in a playful. That's a skill set though. That's a skill set. People will think that you're just born with that. Nah, I told clients this. I tell them, y'all have this perspective of me like I'm super charismatic, funny, charming, very handsome, dressed well. What else? Intelligent, insightful, full of wisdom, King Solomon levels, man of God, all of these very positive qualities that y'all perceive that I have. And humble too. The most humble person on the planet, to be honest with you. No one's more humble than me. But did you know when I was in school, I was so shy, I was afraid to say here during roll call. You believe that? People don't believe it typically. When I work rooms, I'm talking to people, when I'm like managing conversations, last thing you would think is I was shy at any point in time. Didn't even want to say here during roll call. Used to like dread it. I would see them start roll call, like, I gotta say here today. Gotta fucking say here, because this bitch can't see me for some reason. I used to get annoyed with it. Right? One of the best frames you can have with life is to look at everything as a skill. When you think about everything as being a skill, that means everything is learnable. The way you think about things influences your outcomes. So if you think that everything is a skill, that means there's nothing you can't do. All you got to do is learn the skill. When you start thinking about it like, they're different, or I'm born differently, genetics, they had this, they had that. Nah, it's a skill. It may be a harder skill for you to learn, but it's a skill nonetheless. Okay? It's a skill. Stevie Wonder be driving. Y'all know that? He in the whip. Mercedes. Huh? I've seen the motherfucker parallel park. He's blind. If Stevie Wonder can drive, you certainly can talk to people. Okay? Where'd that come from? I like analogies. Very effective. Very effective. All right. Hopefully y'all picked up what I was putting down. Next caller. Who do we got? Hello.
That was a mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries, love. I'll take you down.
Thank you.
She sounds like a siren. Had a good voice. I like your voice. Like, not like, wee, wee. Not that shit. Like, Odysseus type shit. All right. Anyone else? Hello. Gotta go immediately. Ain't like that. That was the opposite. I ain't like that noise that came out of that throat. What was that? We just saw the antithesis of the previous caller. Gigi, where you been at? I didn't know you was in here. I thought we had a fella trying to come up, man. I mean, my guy's coming up too. It's a ladies' night, apparently. Can I give them advice, brother? No. Chris, what's going on?
Hello. Hi. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for some advice about a situation I have going on in the workplace.
Okay.
So a guy I was seeing at work, I had just started this job. This is going back to 2024. Okay. I had just started this job and about 7 or 8 months after, I started seeing a colleague of mine. And then, so for some context, I was 28 at the time, and then he was 42, and he was divorced. He had, he's a single dad. He had 2 children, and I don't have any children, and I've never been married, for context. So I kind of knew going into it that he had some trauma from his previous marriage, but I don't think I quite knew the extent of it when I got into things with him. But I don't know, to cut the story short, things ended between us, and one night when I had invited him over for dinner, we were about to go to bed. This is when we were still kind of seeing each other. And we were about to go to bed for activities, and then I kind of got into the topic of, if you liked me better, we'd just be in a relationship, like we wouldn't still be doing all this. And he said that he didn't have time and stuff, which is something he'd said before, but he just reiterated that he didn't have time to be dating, even though he's the one who had pursued me in the beginning. And yes, he just said that, he didn't have time, and I said that people make time for the things that are important to them. And he kind of got mad, and he said, Chris, we're not even, sorry, he used my name, he said, we're not even dating. And then he said, and then I asked, so if I started seeing other guys, you wouldn't mind? And he said no, he wouldn't mind. And then at this stage, I think I asked him to leave. And then ever since, and then this was also so weird, but the next morning I cut my hand really badly, and so I was actually out of work for a week and a half, and this man didn't check on me at all. And then it was actually at that point when I returned to work that I decided to just block him and be over it. But now I'm in kind of an awkward situation because obviously work is really awkward. I think that this has probably taken more of has had more of an effect on my mental health than I'd care to admit. Having to like go to work and like see him every day and stuff. And I do think that if I found another job, I'm in the market for another job, but if I didn't have to see him at work every day, I truly think that I'd already be over this and I wouldn't still be, I don't know, hung up on all of this, because a lot of time has passed. So I think, I don't know, what I'm trying to say is, do you have any advice for me based on that?
What's the specific question in the situation?
Do you think that I was right to do what I did? To end things the way I did and to say what I did that night?
Okay. Let me go back over the details. So so y'all are coworkers?
Yeah.
He pursued you?
Yeah.
How long did y'all date?
We were seeing each other for 7 months, and then there was one point where I asked, am I your girlfriend, or would you say we're just seeing each other? And he said, you'll have to be patient with me. We're just seeing each other for now because I need to get to know you better. And I said, okay, cool. And then soon after that, he ended things on the basis of him not having much time to date. And then at the time, I was actually okay with being more casual or being friends with benefits. But then it was after that I felt that he showed me a lot of carelessness in the fact that he didn't check up on me not once when I was out of work for like a week and a half, 2 weeks with my injury. And I thought, this isn't even like a friend. This is just dehumanizing. So that's when I ended things and blocked him.
Okay. And you're asking if you did the right thing by ending things?
Yeah, and was I right to say that people make time for the things that are important to them? Because I have also found out through the grapevine that I think that he was confused ultimately, because I have heard at work that he's like hired a babysitter or like a nanny or something now. I'm not sure if he's seen someone else. I don't really know what his dating activities are, but I guess I just want I just want approval of validation in the actions that I took.
Yeah, I think you're more than justified in this situation, love. Like, you can end things with people for any reason you want.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess I'm just disappointed. I really wanted things to work out between us. And I think that he probably does. I think there's an element of regret. Like, even as he was saying all this stuff that night, I think that there was an element of regret in that he would eventually regret things that he had said.
Gotcha. So you're not asking, was it right to end things? You're asking, like, was that the right decision, or were you justified? You're asking if you ending things prevents you from ever being with him.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what you're asking. You want to be with him for real. And you're asking me, like, did I just ruin my chances? No. This person wasn't ever going to be with you.
Yeah.
It was never going to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you. That does actually help a lot.
All right, no problem. Best luck to you, all right?
All right. See ya.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, no more calls. No more calls. She'll be all right. She'll be all right. This too shall pass. But you can't set yourself up like that, right? Because it wasn't like they weren't going on dates. It sounds like, I'm reading between the lines, but like, my boy Danny, appreciate you, D Money. It didn't sound like there was any dates going on. It sounded like just go to work and come over. You said that dynamic. Now that does work out for some women. If you like that, it can work out for you. It really can. If you dope like that, everybody thinks they're dope like that though. Everybody thinks that. It ain't true. That's an outlier experience. Some women can break the rules a little bit because they're so enjoyable. They got a bit of game. But yeah, you date someone for 7 months. Especially they're a coworker, they already know you. There's no need to get to know you. There's no need to. You know? I just want to get to know you better. For what? We work together. We just had lunch yesterday. You know? So, remember, 3 months. They might have a little bit, the 3-month thing might be a little different nowadays because everybody out here is consuming content on dating. Not my content, but like a lower level content where it's a zero-sum game being played, where the dynamics are one side wins, the other party loses. So women are hearing a lot of advice on like how the woman can win, how the man can lose, and a lot of men are hearing advice on how the man can win and the woman can lose. You know, I know this for a fact because a lot of my clients come to me with that kind of orientation. It is very much spy versus spy out in these streets. Women a lot of times are unaware of that shit though. I'm like, you do know he's consuming content like you're consuming content, right? The same way you just came to me and said, well, I saw this woman say to do this. I'm like, he's hearing from men that he should do this. Makes my job a lot harder because people aren't coming to the table with authenticity. They're coming with strategy and a plan. And I got to kind of do surgery to get rid of that shit. How do you get back into dating? Static environments. Yep. Be a regular somewhere. Ideally a place where you see the same people every time you go. That is connected to your interest and encourages social interaction. And then just be warm, open, and friendly. As a woman, that's your job. Also, look good. I hate to have to say it. It has to be said. Very important. I've had some women ask me, why am I not being approached? Let's hold up that mirror real quick. Let's hold up that mirror. So look right here. Look right in the center, right there. You gotta handle that, love. You gotta handle it. I know it's unfair. It's unfair. I know it. I get it. I'm just a messenger. Shouldn't be that way, but it is. So, you gotta optimize what you can optimize. Okay? Because you coming to me looking like Sinead, asking me why you're not being approached. I ain't got the heart to tell you. I ain't got the heart to tell you. Don't have the heart to drop that bomb. Okay? I was talking to a client the other day. I have not seen this woman. I'm sure she's beautiful. She was clearly going on dates, right? We both were laughing on the call, actually. I hate to even bring her up after I just made the previous point because she's not an unattractive woman at all. But she's has a high paying job. Makes a lot of money. She wants a man who also makes not necessarily more than her. She's not unreasonable, but just someone where it makes sense, right? And she was telling me, she was like, one thing that kind of that made her a bit nervous about like being more intentional about dating was, she asked me, she was like, you know about the red pill? Do you know about Kevin Samuels? I was like, yes, I do. I know about it very well. It's my uncle, actually. And she said, yeah, I'm just nervous because he says that a lot of men who have money don't really want, bigger women. And I was like, what's it got to do with you? I hadn't seen her. She was like, I'm a bigger woman. I'm like, oh, okay. I couldn't hear it in your voice. Normally I can. Gotcha. Thought you were petite. So I said, yes, that's very true. There's a lot of truth to that statement. There's a lot of truth to that statement. I forgot what analogy I used. But I spent like 10 minutes trying to create like this overarching strategy where she could still get what she want. And after the 10-minute mark passed, I said, you know what? Forget all that shit. It will take you more energy to do what I told you to do right then than it would for you to just lose the fucking weight. Just lose the weight, love. Just lose the weight. We both had a good old laugh. Ha ha ha, he he he. That's when I could hear it. It was the laugh that did it. But oh yeah, you just gotta lose weight. That's it. That's it. That'd be easier. You don't have to. It's gonna make it a lot harder for you. It's gonna make it a lot harder for you. So just do what you gotta do. She was like, all right, I'm gonna get it done. I'm like, there you go. That's what I like to hear. Pleasant woman though, she'll be fine. But yeah, my coach only coaches men, which is one of the primary reasons why I told her about GOPs too. She was open to it. He only coaches men, which is partially why I only coached men for a while, like the first year of my business. He wouldn't take a fat man as a client. Let me see a picture of you. No, you're fat. Get in the gym first, come back. He wouldn't take it. He wouldn't take them. To do them a favor, he's like, bro, you're wasting your money. Yeah, there are fat men who get women, obviously, but that's because they got the personality to do that shit. They got the vibe to do that shit. And they also likely wear their weight well. Because some people wear their weight well, and then some people look very sloppy. Not everybody can be big. Some people are big and they still look good just because of how their weight sits on them. Other people, it's a snow cone in the sun. Sloppy looking, right? So you're like, nah, just get that shit together. If you were the fat guy who was able to get women, you wouldn't be trying to contact me right now. So that tells me you don't have the personality for it. And if you don't have the personality for it, it's not an achievable goal in your current condition. It's not achievable. So you got to get that handle. You feel me? You're wrong, but okay, you win, now leave me alone. That's hilarious. That's a hilarious response. You win, now leave me alone. Who's coming at you in the comment section? Or you had to tell them that? Post what to my man? What are you talking about? You spam the comments for. What are you talking about? Post what to my man? I don't know what he's fighting for his life. I don't even know what she's talking about. If you would have added "you creep" to the end of that, chef's kiss. You should have added it. Okay, you're right. You win. Now leave me alone, you creep. That would have been amazing. Standing ovation. The rest of the comment is upwards. Well, I got bad news for you. I'm not looking for that shit. So you are more than welcome to reshare it so I can see it. So what would be your typical weight for a woman? I don't know. I could judge off of just the overall look. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. No muffin tops is a good rule. Not for me. No. I'm in the gym, so I want someone. Listen, I can't be with a bigger woman. Not because there's none that are attractive, but I'm not very disciplined with my diet. In my previous relationship, my ex was like genetically thin. So when she ate, she could have a terrible diet and still keep her figure. I would have meal prep in the crib. You know, skinless chicken thighs, rice, broccoli, getting it in. All she had to do was mention the word pizza. Fuck them chicken thighs. Let's get a slice. Couple slices, actually. Meat lovers, no ham. Crispy bacon on that bitch. So I can't be with a biggin. Can't do it. Can't do it. Cannot do it, unfortunately. Discipline just out the door. Right. I need you to be locked in like I'm locked in. I got too many shirts. Size small and medium. I'm trying to have to redo my whole wardrobe. You think you'll end up big? Nah, I used to be bigger. You got that handle, though. Got that handle. I'm like that. I have an unreasonable amount of chocolate and gain nothing. Some people are just God's favorites, apparently. I can't do that. My shit comes on immediately. How much I weigh? Sabrina, you want to know that? You got a scale at your house? I'll get on it for you. I'll get on the scale at your house so you can see how much I weigh. All right, any final questions before I get off of here? Any final questions before I get off of here? Is it odd that I no longer have an interest in dating? I look, but that's all. It's not odd, but like, what is the reason for it? Are you in a relationship? No. Nope. How to bring up the talk about exclusivity? You could just ask. What's the context? How long have I been together? How long have y'all been dating? I'm too curvy to be thin. Ain't nothing wrong with a bit of curve, baby. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Do you deal with clients that have all different religions? What? Are you asking me, do my clients have different religious beliefs? Yeah. But the principles remain the principles. The way that we are attracted to one another and what we find to be attractive is pretty consistent across cultures. The principles are the principles. The mating ritual remains the mating ritual. Since November, but long distance. How long a distance are we talking? Damn, 9 months? Shit. How frequently do y'all see each other? What are the principles? I'll give you an example. Women like men who are confident. That's pretty consistent across all cultures. Women like men who have a good sense of humor. That's pretty consistent about all cultures. You're more concerned about people's weight instead of their spiritual growth and who they are on the inside? No. When did I say that? You gotta understand, looks matter, beloved, whoever you are. Shireen Rutley. Okay? Looks do matter. So, we don't need to pretend like we're in a fairy tale reality, right? Those kind of points annoy me, to be honest with you. Because they don't apply that to their life. Like, I'm sure the person you turned down in your DMs was very spiritually sound. You didn't like him though, did you? I had the biggest crush on Aaliyah and Megan Good when I was younger. Miss Star. What a utopian try to worldview, right? Nobody would be single if people thought like that. Everybody would have somebody. Mr. Like That Chocolate. Y'all see him, ladies? CC broke his heart, so be careful with him. But he's out looking. Simple question. Most of the women I deal with are Christian. I'm agnostic. Gotcha. So what's the question? Choose a team, motherfucker. Agnostic. Let's be Christian. I'm not sure. You don't just pick a motherfucking team. Pick a logo. That solves your problem. All right? It will solve your problem immediately. Hi, I express. Buddy, I'm gonna have to block you. You just pissed me off with that failed attempt at a sentence. What do you mean, hi, I express? Express what? Are you talking to the mod express? Appreciate you, Danny. Danny be on the ball. I think you're trying to get an express. He's super horny then. He can't even complete a sentence. Relax. Seeger, what was your reply? Okay, so it's 3-hour flight, 4 visits. November, January, March, June. Okay, that's not too bad. How did y'all meet? I didn't block him. We just muted him. He didn't get blocked. He just can't type for like 15 minutes. We put him on timeout. At a concert? Okay, how old are you two? $28, $30. Okay, I'm assuming he's 30. Are y'all exclusive? Or is that you're trying to have the exclusive conversation? Listen. I don't like it. This is 9 months, man. Seen each other 4 times. I'm assuming y'all are sleeping together. I would just bring it up next time you talk to him. There's no like approach you need to just be like, hey, I was kind of confused what's going on here. Are we exclusive or? Because I want to be exclusive. Is that what you want? You don't have to have like some big strategy. I don't have much faith in this though. We're talking 9 months. I need y'all to hear me. When men really like you and they are emotionally available, they gonna want to lock that shit down relatively quickly, typically within 3 months. I double it with long distance relationships, so I say 6 months. When they really like it, they're gonna want to lock it down. Even if they don't verbally say it, it'll be clear. It'll be clear. It'll be super clear. Because you don't want no one else to have you. Women will be more so like wanting to have like the what are we conversation. You know, but men, when they get around a woman they really like, and again, they're emotionally available. That's another variable here. They're gonna want to lock things down. So both of those things need to be on point. What do you think about women making the first move? You don't have, just don't be overt about it. Don't be like, hey, I think you're cute. Let's go out for lunch. You can do that, but I would just create an opening. Just create a conversation. Be indirect with your intentions. And they aren't neurodivergent. That's right. Yeah, that's another important variable. I mean, but I got ADHD too. So even with my neurodivergence, I like you. Click. Where do you think you're going? That's the handcuffs. The click was the handcuffs. I wasn't clear. Handcuffs on him. Where do you think you're going? You're mine now. You're mine now. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. I got the key. Oh. Yummy key. Put some Bojangles seasoning on that bitch. You're not going anywhere. Anyway, what time is it? 11:11. Perfect. My wish is someone to book a coaching call. So if you need a coaching call, DM me the word coach. I'll send you a link to book your call. I got to run. If you want to watch the replays of these lives, you definitely should, because that first call was a doozy. Link in bio for the YouTube channel. It's at The Signal Dating. Need coaching, DM me the word coach. If you're new here, make sure to follow. I'll go live twice a day. I'll be live again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. That's it. Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care.